So let us see another important compound of hydrogen, namely hydrogen peroxide. Okay, hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. It is prepared by the action of barium peroxide with the aqueous H2SO4. Action of H2SO4, aqueous H2SO4 and barium peroxide. This gives hydrogen peroxide. Okay, this. Okay, so this is barium peroxide. On this thing, this is happens under a reduced pressure. And the commercial preparation of barium peroxide is through 2-ethyl anthraquinol. 2-ethyl anthraquinol, if it is oxidized with the air, 2-ethyl anthraquinol is oxidized with the hydrogen and palladium as catalyst. With the palladium as the catalyst. So this gives hydrogen peroxide. The hydrogen peroxide which is obtained is having only very less purity, just 1% purity. It is further purified to 30% by distillation under reduced pressure. Under reduced pressure. And further it is purified up to 85% by 85% this thing by distillation in low pressure. Okay. So barium peroxide is a colorless, hydrogen peroxide is a colorless gas. Okay, it is insoluble in water in all proportions. Insoluble in water in all proportions. It is insoluble in water in all proportions, and it is also has a non-planar structure. Chemically, hydrogen peroxide acts as both oxidizing as well as reducing agent in the presence of both acidic medium as well as alkaline medium. In the acidic medium also it can actually be a oxidizing or a reducing agent, and in the alkaline medium also it can be both acidizing and reducing agent. In the sense, if you take for this oxidizing properties, oxidizing agent, as an oxidizing agent, it oxidizes Fe2 plus salt in the presence of acid to Fe3 plus salt. Okay, and of course it also oxidizes PBS. Oxidizes PBS to PbSO4. Okay, all this happens in the acidic medium. Okay, Fe2 plus to Fe3, all those things is role as an oxidizing agent in the acidic medium. In the same acidic medium, it acts as a reducing agent, reducing manganese salt. Manganese salt. A manganate salt. A manganate salt to Mn2 plus. In manganate salt to 2 plus, this also is a reducing action. So that is oxidizing, this is reducing. Okay, this is what is happening in the alkaline medium. So let us see how it acts as an oxidizing and reducing agent in alkaline. This is happening in the acid medium. Let us see how it is happening in the alkaline medium. Basic medium. Also telling about the usage of this product as an oxidizing agent and in acidic medium, and it also is an oxidizing agent in basic medium. In basic medium, actually, this is oxidizing agent in the basic medium. So, if you take the same, Fe2 plus is actually reduced to Fe3 plus. Sorry, Fe2 plus is oxidized to Fu2 plus is oxidized to Fe3 plus in the alkaline medium. Okay. So, Fe2 plus is oxidized to Fe3 plus in the oxidizing air in the alkaline medium, and similarly manganese salt is actually Mn2 plus salt is oxidized to Mn4 plus in alkaline medium. Similarly, reducing action in basic medium. Okay, it reduces iodine in the presence of F to an iodide. Okay, it reduces iodine to iodide. Okay, so these are some of the properties of hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide slowly decomposes in regarding the storage of hydrogen peroxide. It is slowly decomposed in air to water. So the decomposition is very slow, but then it has to be stored in bottles lined with wax, or it can be stored in plastic bottles which are very dark, and so that even some atmospheric light doesn't causes decomposition. Again, moreover, this hydrogen peroxide has to be stored free of dust. In case if there is any dust, there will be explosive oxidation, explosive decomposition. Even a small amount of dirt is exposed or added to the hydrogen peroxide. So this is about the storage, and of course the uses of hydrogen peroxide. The hydrogen peroxide is very widely used, so that there more and more quantities of hydrogen peroxide are industrially getting produced every year. So the main thing is it is used as a bleach, hair bleach. It is a hair bleach to bleach hair. Okay, and also as a bleaching agent in textiles, bleaching agent in textile industry. Okay, and it is used in the chemical preparation of many products like perborate and lot of other quinols, anthraquinols, a lot of other products can be prepared using hydrogen peroxide, and it is also used as a mild antiseptic, especially in wounds. In clinic, it is used for cleaning of the wound, which is also exposed to some dust or even sand. So it's mild antiseptic. So like that, it has a variety of uses. So more and more hydrogen peroxide is being produced industrially all over the world. So the next important compound of dinitrogen is heavy water or D2O. We all know deuterium or deuterium is an isotope of hydrogen with mass of 2 and mass number of 2 and atomic number of 1. So the D2O is prepared by heavy hydrolysis or a strong hydrolysis of water. And D2O is one of the main product which is used as a moderator in nuclear reactions. Used as a moderator in nuclear reactions. Okay. So now regarding the properties of D2O, it reacts with a variety of this thing like calcium carbide, to form calcium carbide to form CaOD2 plus CaD2. Deuterium hydride of calcium and deuterium hydroxide of calcium. And in case of SO3, it reacts with SO3 to form D2SO4, deuterium sulfuric acid. Okay, these are the important reactions of deuterium, heavy water, deuterium oxide, heavy water. So, as such, then we have to know about the dihydrogen. Dihydrogen is an important compound as a fuel because it is highly combustible, like any other combustible gas, like this in CH4, methane, or for that matter, any of these LPGs or other things. This hydrogen, if you compare dihydrogen per gram to gram of others, or per kilogram to kilogram of others, this gives the H2 dihydrogen gives the highest kilocalories, in the sense around 285 kilojoules per gram. Okay, so this is almost 5 times that of any of the other fuels like petrol, which only give as much as this thing. So it per mole, actually this gives per mole 285 kilojoules per mole, or 143 kilojoules per gram. So compared to this, petrol is only 50 kilojoules per mole. 50 kilojoules per gram. So it is almost 2.5 times as effective as petrol as a fuel. So because of this property of, and again this is a very non-pollutant gas, in the sense it never leaves any harmful gases. In case if at all anything, a small amount of dinitrogen only is left to atmosphere, and because small quantity of dinitrogen is present as impurity with hydrogen, with the dihydrogen. Okay, but the main problem with the dihydrogen is the storage. The storage requires very high nickel or other type of alloys, so which are little costlier. So their scientists are increasingly working on the hydrogen economy. In the sense they say that if dihydrogen is stored and taken to different places and they are converted to energy, it can be an alternate to even electric power. Okay, storage and using it at the site can be an alternative to electric power. And of course, even in as a fuel in automobiles, they are slowly adding 5% dihydrogen to petrol. Okay, so that it gives not only more power and mileage, but also the cost wise it can be a replacement for the petrol, and it is a non-pollutant unlike petrol, which causes a lot of heat and due to emission of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide and other gases. So this is about the entire dihydrogen, not only the lessons but also the important compounds of dihydrogen.